Hi there, and welcome to another episode of Culinary Alchemy, and I am your alchemist, Cassie H. Today we are doing our first foray into barbecue sauce. Specifically, we're doing pork shoulder. I've got a nice bit of pork shoulder. It was on sale at my local meat market. This is 8.46 pounds of pork shoulder, and it's got a decent amount of fat on it, so I'm really excited to cook that and get it in my stomach. So we're making barbecue sauce wise, there's 5 main types of barbecue sauce just here in America. That's not mentioning regional differentiations, it's just the 5 general barbecue sauces. And we're going to do our foray first into vinegar barbecue sauce. And to make a vinegar based barbecue sauce, you need a nice vinegar. I'm using Bragg's apple cider vinegar. This is a very special vinegar. I don't know if you guys can see on the camera. Hey camera guy, can you zoom in? You see all the stuff that's kind of floating around there. That's good. That's called the mother. That's what turns wine or juice or whatever into vinegar. This makes it so much more healthy for you than just like the filtered kind. There's good bacteria in here, just like the good bacteria in yogurt and sour cream and such like. So this is a highly recommended. I use Bragg's apple cider vinegar whenever I'm cooking with vinegar. This is pretty much what I'm using because it's really good. And all you have to do before you cook with it is shake it up so that you no longer see the bit on the bottom that was the mother. It's all nice and all mixed together. And that's all you have to do to make that ready. In addition to my vinegar here, I also have Worcestershire sauce. I have Tabasco sauce, all the brand names today. This is the Chipotle flavored one because I like it. This is my favorite of the Chipotle or the Tabasco hot sauces. I'm also using paprika. This is Hungarian smoked paprika. It is my favorite, basically my favorite spice ever, and I'm surprised I really haven't used it much on the show yet. Honey, go figure, and an adorable little bear. Kosher salt, black pepper in a grinder, and a stick of butter. You will also need baked potatoes for however many people you're serving. 1 per person, unless they're like, the midget types, then you'll need like enough to make a good serving. So let's get started! Starting with the sauce, I have my nice skillet here, and I think I have it set to like 270 degrees. So basically, medium low. I'm taking my stick of butter, and this was previously frozen because that is the best way to store butter. I'm going to melt this. There we go. That'll take a bit longer than usual to melt, so I will measure out in my measuring cup. The amount of barbecue sauce you want to make will depend kind of greatly on how much meat that you are using. And a vinegar-based barbecue sauce is basically a base and a dip. When you're done, you collect all the drippings and all that. So I'm going to do 1.5 cups of my apple cider vinegar. There we go. To this, I will add 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. One teaspoon. I love this measuring cup, by the way. It has a bunch of lines here, and I can just scoot this down to whichever part I want, which is nice. Saves on dishes. So 1 teaspoon of the Tabasco. I personally don't like my food super spicy. I like a little bit of spice, but not a whole lot. So I figure a little bit of Tabasco, and then everybody else, if they want theirs spicier, they can add some Tabasco to the finished product. That won't break my heart. Oh no, I put my finger in it. 2 tablespoons of honey to kind of cut out some of the acidity from all the vinegar. because I like my food slightly sweet. If you guys hadn't noticed, I use quite a bit of honey and sugar and stuff. One. And two. And use that to stir it together and hopefully get some of that honey off of there. My finger just had Tabasco sauce on it. That's not going to kill anything to have it a little extra. This paprika here has a pour spout. And I just cut my fingernails, of course, so there we go. About a teaspoon's worth. And then some salt. Some grinds of fresh black pepper. And as soon as that butter finishes melting, we will add this to this and cook it just a bit. There's still a bit of the stick of butter. By the way, if you guys hear a weird noise, it's my dishwasher. It's literally right here under the counter, and it's deciding to be very noisy today. I don't appreciate that. It's trying to steal my show. There we go. Butter's basically melted all the way. So we will add our vinegar and etc. Now I'm just going to cook this for about 3 to 4 minutes, long enough for all the flavors to melt just a bit and kind of get all the butter melted and make sure this is all ready to go. Basically, I'm just going to bring it up to a quick boil, and then I'm going to turn it off, and it'll be ready to be put in with pork. To make a rub, I'm just using 3 ingredients to make the rub. It's super simple, and it's very, very quick. I've got about 2-ish tablespoons of my kosher salt in here, maybe closer to 1.5. I didn't measure it. I just would, yeah, that looks good. So, I've got my black pepper here, and I'm going to, it's set on its finest setting, which I guess is what it's always on. I'm going to crack quite a bit of this in here. Yep. And then my paprika again. Should have just left that pour spout open, huh? Oh well, there we go. Okay. About, so much paprika. I know, I'm so precise with my measurements. Just stir it with a finger. Here's the crucial part. You look at it and you go, I think it needs some more paprika. This is like, super guesswork, but if you want to, you can have all, measuring stuff, and you can be like, I need this much of this and this much of this to achieve the flavor I want in my barbecue. I am not what they call a pit master for barbecuing. I would call myself a hobbyist because I'm just a cook here. Actually, I'm a chef, but making everything how I think it tastes good, because it's my taste that matters in my kitchen, and it's your taste that matters in your kitchen. So if you don't like paprika, use something you do like, or just use salt and pepper. Nobody's going to kill you. It's your food. Make it your way. I just really, 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 really like paprika, so I use a lot of it. Okay, so in this pork here, I've got my crock pot here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this open And then if there was like an excess of juice, I would want to drain it in here and keep that because that's flavor. Anytime there's juice in something, it's flavor and you want to reserve it. But in this case, there wasn't any. It looked like there was. Now, the reason why you have the rub in its own little container here is you're just going to grab some, sprinkle it on, and you're going to rub your pork. Oh no, who would have thought? Your hands will get messy and your kitchen will smell like pork or chicken or, beef or turkey or whatever you're using. That's going to be all right. Now you see there's a bit here where it lifts up. I'm going to season that. Anywhere where the surface is uneven, you want to try and get your fingers in there to do everything. Now if you have like a paper cut on your hand, you're going to want to wear gloves for this part. If you don't like dealing with salt, you're going to want to wear gloves for this part. As you can see, I am kind of running out here. That's okay. You saw how easy this was to make. You just get your fingers all over it. Then you turn it over about face. And there's more. This is a wonderful fat cap on this pork shoulder. That means it's going to have lots of its own flavor to bring to our barbecue party. There we go. I don't know if you guys can see her on there, but my kitty cat's deciding to survey everything like the lion she is. Get down, kitty cat. All right. So, oh dear. We have our paprika rubbed pork shoulder. Oh, look, there's a piece I didn't get very well. We used all of our rub. I kind of figured we would. And there's a big bone in here. That's okay. So, the side here that had the fat cap on it, the most fat, is the side I'm going to put down. That is the side that can take the brunt of the cooking heat without, dying. There we go. Okay. Move these over into my sink here. Alright, so my barbecue sauce, yeah. Nice and rested. Unplug it from its heat source. Like I said, this is just a baste. That's all this is for. Pour this on top. There we go. Now you don't want it to cover everything completely. As the pork cooks and its natural juice comes out, it's all going to meld together and it's going to be wonderful anyway. So I'm going to put this over in my crock pot, put it on its lowest setting, which I think is just low. There we go. Put the lid on. And what I'm going to do is every half hour, I'm going to set a timer. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to baste that because otherwise it will be dry. So I'm going to go over every half hour, take a big turkey baster, baste the whole thing, cover it, set another timer for half an hour, and let that go until my pork is done, which will be in a few hours. It's going to be great. You guys will love it. Now wash your hands and everything that you touched with your pork hands. It's very important. And do dishes. You have the time. So, we've basted it a few times already, but wanted to show you guys. My handle here is a bit hot. So here's what it looks like partway through. Looks pretty tender so far. So you take your big old baster, same kind of thing you use for Thanksgiving turkey. Thanksgiving. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. It was quite violent there, wasn't that? And by now the vinegar smell has kind of gone down a bit. It still smells very much like vinegar, and it's supposed to. It's a vinegar sauce. But there's now pork drippings in there. And it just smelled awesome, I think. My husband still thinks the jury's out. We just make sure everything has a nice dose of flavor. Cool. Put the lid back on. You set your phone timer again. That's how it goes. And you clean up the mess that you made because I got splashed. Oh no! Alright, I have 5 people coming over for dinner tonight, so I need 5 baked potatoes. Simple math. So I've got these awesome russet potatoes, and they are pretty freaking huge. And so I've scrubbed them all off. That's why they are all kind of wet looking. And now I shall use my fork and stab them a few times. Boom. Each potato will get stabbed for their sins. No. These must be very sinful potatoes. I'm getting spread all over with potato juice. Oh my gosh, these are juicy potatoes. Cool. Okay, so potatoes. And I'm going to take some olive oil here and kind of drizzle them. Not really drizzle, but oil them up. Use one hand to rub them down. The olive oil will make the skins just a bit crispier, which is good because when we serve them with the pulled pork, we want the potato, like the potato to hold its own a bit. It'll add a little bit of flavor too. Missed some spots there. So now we have glistening potatoes. It's just what we needed. And then we've got salt. Very salty. There we go. We're going to put these in a 350-degree oven for about an hour and 20 minutes. Or at least until they come out stabbed and clean. Stabbed and clean. You know what I mean, when the fork comes out easy. So we're going to do some shredding here. As you can see, the pork isn't completely done yet because it's still got pink juices here. However, if you start pulling it apart in pieces, it will actually cook a bit better. And you can tell it's not fully done because it doesn't want to shred. Grr. This would probably be a bit easier if I pulled it out and put it on a cutting board. In fact, I might find a cutting board and do that. Yeah. I'll grab a cutting board and do that. So leave those there. Make some room. Grab a cutting board. So. Stabby. Lift. Drain. Okay. big shoulder piece. Now, shredding is actually the most time-consuming part of the whole barbecue business. Yeah, like I said earlier, you can tell that it's not cooked because they're not cooked all the way, rather, because it does not want to come apart very easily. Here's what I'm going to do. Grab knife. There we go. You can see it's mostly cooked with that bit in the center there. Not done yet. So I'll actually do that. And we're just going to cut it into big chunks. Let it keep cooking until it's ready. So I cut them into big chunks, as you all can see. Doing the whole Julia Child voice, apparently. And now they're actually cooked, which is nice because I'm getting hungry. So I'll put some on here. Using my awesome tongs. There we go. Oh no. Get back at it with 2 forks. What I should do is start at an edge. That would probably be a bit easier. And some people have like this magical talent where they can just shred it really quickly. I do not have that magical ability, unfortunately. That's okay. My camera guy / husband is eating a piece now. What do you think, camera guy? It tastes good?
Mm-hmm.
You see, YouTube, he was very against the vinegar sauce. He was all, I don't like vinegar. So I'm glad he likes it now. So I'm going to shred this, and then I'll see y'all when I'm ready to plate. For serving, you get out your plate. You put your potato on there. Taking butter knife. Just cut it open. And then there we go. I don't want it to like lay flat open, but I want it to have a nice opening right there. You take your knife, or I'm sorry, a fork. Mash up the potato just a little to let the juices get in there a bit better. My cats are having problems, so you guys are probably going to hear growling and hissing. All 3 cats decided simultaneously to flip out. And yeah, they're being butts. So, little potato bed. Bring it to your pork. Pork on potato. However much juice you want on top. I like mine super juicy because that's the way it is. So there we go. And then just a dollop of sour cream on top. And it's stupidly good. I had a piece. I'm just like, oh my god, it's so good. So there you go. Nice pulled pork vinegar sauce dinner. Like I said, this is our first foray into barbecue sauce. I will be doing at least 5 American barbecue sauces, maybe area variations. Let me know, guys. Comment below and tell me what you think. So give us a like up there, subscribe please, so you can see all the cool culinary awesomeness. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!